Welcome back to Hannity. So it's clear that Donald Trump is refocusing his campaign. Joining us now with reaction, Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson Jr., the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. How are you? Two things came out this week that I think are transformative for the campaign. They started a rapid response. All of a sudden, all these emails about Hillary started coming in, and also defending the facts in the speech, which turned out to be accurate, although other networks have portrayed it otherwise. Also, very disciplined speech that he gave. How important is this for him as he moves forward?
It's crucial, Sean, now that he's in a general election mode. Look, Donald was Donald, and he got in the primary. He is the presumed nominee. But right now, people, especially those in the middle, want to know that this is a man who is different from the way Hillary is identifying him. And so what you see now is a more sophisticated campaign. You see a calmer Donald Trump. You know, I've known him. You know that. He's a hoot. But at this point,
I love the pitch, the tone, the tenor, the cadence of that speech.
Everything about that was presidential.
It's obvious, Peter, what the Democratic strategy is. They don't want to run on issues. Hillary can't run on her record of supporting Obama on everything. I don't think there's one foreign policy success she can point to. So it's the only thing she has is the temperament. Oh, Donald Trump doesn't have the temperament. He can't fall into that trap, can he?
No, he cannot. They want to run on conspiracy, and they want to run on phony character attacks. And what we saw out of Trump was a refreshing speech and really well received. He was disciplined. He was on message. He was funny at times in terms of being witty.
Hard-hitting.
But it was articulate. It was hard-hitting. It was fact-based. That will be deconstructed by the mainstream media, but very fact-based. So in some ways, a new Trump, he's got to keep the old Trump to some extent with big rallies, with going out and meeting the folks and being with the people and saying, as he said the other day, the difference is I'm with you.
But he advanced his narrative. His narrative is Hillary is crooked. Hillary is corrupt.
And you know what he did, Sean? It was like a criminal case. Here's my conclusion. This is what I'm going to prove to you. First of all, he established that the woman has no credibility, that she is, as he called it, a world-class liar. And then he went to every point: security, immigration, the economy. And you know what I loved? He talked about the infrastructure, how our roads are rotten, the infrastructure's a mess, the bridges. And then you compare it to what happened with Obama and the shovel-ready jobs. I mean, he is as specific now, backing up his claims. And I think that if they criticize this, then they're looking for something other than...
If you break it down, I would say it this way. He also, while he was deconstructing, he also was... This is becoming a choice election. Wall, no wall. Conservative justices, liberal justices. Some discipline to the economy, lower taxes, energy independence, education back to the states. He literally, how to deal with ISIS, identify the enemy for who they are, not take in refugees if you can't vet them. There's so much.
And it's going to require another pivot. He's pivoted one way. It's going to require another pivot. He will overcome this character and conspiracy nonsense that's going to be thrown at him. But at the same time, he's going to articulate a message of positive change.
But didn't he do that?
And of hope. He has, but I think he'll do it with more specifics going forward. He's saying, okay, let's get Hillary out of the way in terms of who she is and who I am. And now the next step is I'm going to tell you, based on who I am, what I can do. And then that's not the Clinton message.
And then in the end, Peter, it becomes not only a choice election, but it becomes about jobs. It becomes about the economy, peace and prosperity.
You know what? When she ran for Senate in New York, the first thing she said was, I'm bringing back 200,000 jobs to upstate New York. None of that happened. In fact, they were net loss after she became a senator. $6 billion is missing from the State Department during her term. And no one is talking about it. The woman is corrupt. And he just has to keep hitting that, but also talking about his successes. And they can say whatever they want. The man's a success.
What states does he put in play, Peter, that maybe other Republican candidates could not have put in play?
Well, he mentioned Connecticut.
Yeah,
I thought that was an interesting state that he mentioned, and I agree with him. I think he might do better in New York than some people suspect.
Wouldn't New Jersey be easier?
New Jersey, absolutely, with Chris Christie and with a lot of people who like him naturally. But what you saw in Congress yesterday with the chaos, the bedlam, the disrespect for the rule of law, that's playing into Trump's hands because a lot of the American people say
agree with you.
We don't need this John Lennon, Yoko Ono loving in Congress.
Wait a minute, but
we don't need a street rally.
That's the Democratic Party of Obama and Hillary. It's been radicalized.
They love
it's
that.
lost the mainstream.
Been there,
They
done
love
that.
sit-in stuff. I had a man on the street today,
Kumbaya.
and they were
All right.
in love with it.
Good to see you both.